Hello, this is Derek. Today we're going to be talking about getting started with your social media business. And at the end of this video, you are going to get into action. You're going to do a post, and it'll look something like this. And now I'm going to take some time and explain why we do what we do and exactly what makes for a good post. And so you take one look at this post and it's pretty engaging, right? But we have a format. After doing hundreds and thousands of these posts, we know exactly what needs to happen, when and where to make this a successful post. So the first thing is the script. And you will get a script from your sponsor, the person that introduced you to the toothpaste and to the business, and they'll give you a script. And you want to tweak that, make it your own, use your own emojis. The second element to this post is, of course, the before and after. And a lot of people will start there, but the problem with that is as people are scrolling through their phones, they end up seeing a big thing of teeth, and it's not very engaging, right? So, to make it more engaging, we put the third element, which is a picture of a person, of you, right? Smiling, doing something with lifestyle or whatever, which now then their brain connects, okay, this is my friend, this is a really cool before and after, and then they start to read the script, right? So this is what we do, and let me go over a few other points to this on ways that we make these posts really successful to put money in your pocket quickly. We're going to start by going over some guidelines, some do's and don'ts. The whole point of this post is not to give people all of the information that they need to make the decision. It's to create curiosity. So don't tell the company name or the product name. Don't give a lot of details in the comments. If people are asking questions, great. It means they're curious. Don't spoil their curiosity by answering right there. Just write simply, I will send you a private message. And then you answer their questions through the private message, right? Don't do a picture of the product. Again, you want to create curiosity, direct people towards you instead of directing them towards Google or maybe somebody else that they know that might be involved with the toothpaste. So, other things that we do not do as part of these posts, we do not make income claims, we don't sell on third-party sites, and we only use one before and after. One is enough, too many, it just starts to look way too salesy. Things that you do want to do, you do want to ask questions, you do want to have fun, and again, you want to be the movie preview, you want to be the trailer, you want to create some curiosity. So let's talk a little bit more about timing. And again, after doing hundreds and thousands of posts, we know when is the best time. Monday through Thursday, these are the times. Morning, lunchtime, and in the afternoon or evening, it would be best, right? When people are out of work or whatever, able to look at their phones. These are our times for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, we find that later in the day to lunchtime is good. Not in the evening, right? Because people are going to be out maybe doing stuff or with their family on Friday night. Saturday, again, people might start their day a little bit later, so 10 a.m. to noon. And then again in the afternoon, evening shows to be okay on Saturday. And again, different times on Sunday. So first of all, to create a successful post, you need to aim for these windows. Now, a hot post is one that gets a lot of attention and a lot of traction. And there are some things that we do to make our posts into hot posts. One, of course, is timing. You need to make sure it's up when people are actually looking at their phones, right? The next thing is you don't want to post again for at least 12 hours. I've done this before. I've had people post on toothpaste and then right afterwards they go and they post something else about going to lunch with their kids or something. And that's great content, but the problem is you just pushed it down. So now people aren't seeing your toothpaste post, they're seeing you at lunch. So you want to give it about 12 hours before you post anything again. And when you do post again, make it lifestyle, make it light, make it fun. Now you want to shoot for 10 or plus comments. When Facebook looks at a post and it starts to get lots of comments, the algorithm or whatever, the computer behind Facebook says, okay, this must be really good. This is important to people, so let's show it to a lot of people, right? And ways that we can kind of trick Facebook or encourage Facebook to show our posts to our circle of influence, to all of our friends, is by asking our new skin friends and family or whoever to comment. Say great things about the product. Once you have 10 or so comments, it starts to rank and it starts to get more and more exposure. A big point here, okay, let's stop. Make your post public. Okay, in the privacy settings, make it public, all right? I'm going to say it again at the end of the video. Make it public. And then you want to limit the amount of business posts. Some people will go from the extreme of never posting about business, all of a sudden posting daily about different products and things. And you want to limit that to about 3 times a week that you're posting about business, with other posts being about lifestyle, being about your passions in your family or whatever is most important to you. So that kind of goes over timing. Now let's talk about your first campaign. Your first campaign will have 3 steps. There'll be 3 posts that you do in a series that make up your first social campaign. This is the first post. Again, check out the script, the before and after picture, and the picture of him with his kids, right? Really great example of how to engage with people through a post. A last call post. About 12 to 24 hours after you do your first post, you want to do your last call post, which will be basically something like this. This is your last chance to jump in on my bulk order. It reminds people that haven't paid you yet, or maybe people that were curious by your first post. It kind of, reminds them. And we see that quite a few orders come in as part of this last call post as well as the first post. Okay? Again, you want to break it up. You don't want to just have one picture of the teeth, because then there'll be a lot of teeth coming your way. You want to make sure that you get 2 pictures there. We have some great memes and things that talk about last call to help catch people's attention with that. Once you gather all of those orders, you place it with Nu Skin in a bulk order. They ship you a box of product, and now you have your OMG post. Now I'm going to read through just a little bit of this OMG post because it's a really good example. I actually screenshotted this last night as I was making this presentation. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase. This is kind of ridiculous. In 3 days from a toothpaste post, I was able to pay for Rob and Jackson season passes to Six Flags, flowers for Hayden's backyard garden. It sounds like their family is having a ton of fun, all because of a toothpaste post. Now this is where she starts to talk about the OMG part, right? For those of you that know me, know that I don't have a lot of time, if any, to add more to my overflowing plate. But this was an opportunity I just couldn't pass up. Anything that benefits my family is a win for me. If you're looking, this is the invitation part, if you're looking to make some extra income, shoot me a message so we can chat. Free to join, no sales quotas, no monthly auto ship. And so when you get your money from the toothpaste post, okay, find creative ways to have it enhance your life, so that you, with your OMG post, can now turn it into a recruiting environment. These are the 3 posts that make up your first social campaign. And you'll do this again and again and again with yourself, but the key is to expand, and with this OMG post, she's going to be able to get other people to do referral posts for her. Now, a lot of people, as part of their OMG post, will include the toothpaste, showing the box of product, but they always turn it away so you can't see the actual product. That is your first campaign. Let's talk real quickly again about that first post that you're going to do right now when you get done watching this video. When you start to see these comments come in, it's really exciting, right? Oh, I'm interested, or tell me more about it, me, or whatever. I've seen lots of different things. You want to be positive and fun as you're fielding these comments. Don't respond to their questions. Don't answer it right there. They might ask how much it is or whatever. Don't resist the temptation to answer it right there. You want to write the same thing. I'll send you a private message. Now you take the conversation and do it as part of the private message. When you're at the private message section, you want to answer it quickly, but let your personality come through. Be genuine. Again, you know these people, right? These are your friends on Facebook, so you can treat them like friends. Be straightforward, be confident, assume the sale. Somebody gave me some great advice, a simple script. I'm so happy you want to try this toothpaste. You're going to love it. It's $23 a tube and lasts for about 2 months. I just need to know where I'm sending it and how many tubes you want. On your first post, again, this is the process. You ask for the retail price. You collect your orders. You collect payment through Facebook Pay or through Venmo or PayPal. There's lots of different ways. And then you place your order with Nu Skin. That arrives at your house. You do your OMG post, you're excited, and then you deliver if they're close or ship it out. But you'll notice that I have showing the product, and so let's black that out, right? You don't want to show the product anywhere. Once you've done your first post, the next step is building your audience. Let me go over here, see if this works. Right there? So build your audience. How visible are you? What is your circle of influence? The more people you know, the more connections you have, obviously the better suited you are to get out there and market through social media. Add 20 friends at a time. Don't add more than 50 a day as you get put in Facebook jail. Find groups that you click with. Find friends of friends and people that you might know as acquaintances and start liking that. Now try to steer away from other Nu Skin contacts. if you look at mutual friends, you might see a Nu Skin person in there and just say, okay, that's my friend's person. Great, let me go find one of the other gazillion people that there are on Facebook. You also want to build an attractive profile. Good picture of yourself with showing some of the elements that you like. You want to make sure that you don't share a ton of videos. There's a kitten video or whatever, the temptation is to share it on your own page. Problem is Facebook doesn't show that content to people, so you want to make sure that you're consistently creating proprietary content, pictures of you, posts of you, questions that engage your audience, and other content outside of just Nu Skin posts to create more eyeballs, more attention, and more ranking for your account. I'm really excited with what we're doing, and I believe in the power of social media to help make your dreams possible. One of my dreams, I started Nu Skin so I could travel with my family, and this year we are doing that. We sold our home and we're going to be traveling for the next year around the world with our kids. And that freedom is possible because of our business and what we've been able to do on social media. So you might be starting out to make a little bit of extra money to maybe send your kids to Six Flags for the summer or something, right? But know that at the end, big things are possible with Nu Skin as your vehicle. I'm looking forward to your friendship and to your partnership. Thanks a lot.